One 5-star and a few almost 5 stars. Let's talk about the 12 books that I read in July. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kirtana and I love to talk about books. In today's video, we are going to be doing another monthly wrap-up. I'm just going to sound like a broken record here if I keep saying I don't understand how fast time is going this year, but it is what it is and we are ready for another monthly wrap-up. I read a total of 12 books in the month of July, which as compared to my recent months is quite a lot. I don't know what happened. I think I was just in the mood and I had some really good reads. I had one 5-star and I had multiple almost 5 stars. Like I'm talking between 4.5 to 5. Like so many really good books that I came across this month and I'm so glad I read them. So let's talk about all the books that I read in July. I will tell you a little bit about the book, what I rated it, how I read it, and whether I would recommend them. And it'll all be no spoilers. I will try to keep the yapping to a minimum, but knowing me, I'll probably yap a lot. So let's jump right into the first book I read in July. So I started this month off with a book that I actually picked for my June TBR that I didn't really get to. So I started July off with it, and that was Rules for the Summer by Meghan Quinn. So let's start with what this book is about. This book follows Renly and Theo. Renly lives in a small town and she has this candy shop in town that she absolutely loves and that is now on sale. So she wants to buy this candy shop and like run it and not let it be picked up by like a chain store, but she doesn't have the funds required to renovate and set it up and things like that. Theo, on the other hand, is this rich spoiled British man whose family is like lords of like a place, Danbury I want to say, I forgot the name of the place, but yeah, he's next in line to become the lord of the place wherever, and he has lived his whole life like knowing he's going to be next in line for the title, so he's lived his life preparing for that essentially. One night on a dare though, his best friend Rupert dares Theo to register himself on a website that is used to look for a fiance. It's called fiance.com or something like that. And so he does that. At the same time, Renly, sitting in her small town, she and her aunt Kitty, after a round of drinks, decide to register on a website looking for a financier for her shop. But they are obviously a little too drunk, and instead of actually signing up on financier.com, they actually sign up on fiance.com, which then leads to Renly and Theo matching, which then leads to Theo taking a trip all the way to the US to propose to Renly without even knowing her. Obviously, Renly ends up saying no, but they end up making a deal where he says he will finance her shop if she just gives him a chance for the summer. He just says like, go on a walk with me every day, and he just wants to get to know her because he for some reason thinks that they kind of actually get along, like just from her profile and stuff. So he wants to get to know her, and he believes that he will be able to propose to her by the end of summer. She obviously wants nothing to do with it, but at the same time she does need the financing, so she agrees to it. That's basically what the story is about. Meghan Quinn is honestly one of my favorite authors. I love everything she writes. At least everything I've read of her so far, I have really enjoyed. She uses a lot of humor in her books. Her books are really spicy. They're basically everything I like. It's good. It's a good time. It's good vibes. So I went into this with really high expectations and I have to say I was sort of disappointed. I ended up giving this 2 stars. I did not like this. I thought it was quite long, honestly. Like this book is really thick. It's about like 560 pages, so that's like almost 600 pages. I feel like it could have been 200 pages shorter. It was funny. There was a lot of humor in it. I love the side characters. Aunt Kitty and Rupert were excellent, but at the same time, I don't know, I just didn't feel their chemistry so much, Renly and Theo I mean, and I didn't feel their love that much, so I didn't really like it, and that was really sad for me because her book Last Summer, Till Summer Do Us Part, was a 5-star read for me, so I went into this with really high hope. But yeah, I don't know, I just couldn't find myself to enjoy this for some reason, so yeah, 2 stars. And yeah, I did end up reading this physically on my book. Also, the really fun thing about her newer books is they all have like illustrations, so I really like that. Like it's so cool while reading, so I like reading them physically. But yeah, this would not be one that I would recommend, but her summer book Till Summer Do Us Part is amazing and I would highly recommend that one. The next book I read was Saving Rain by Kelsey Kingsley. One of my friends on Instagram actually recommended this book to me because I was looking for something that would make me feel things, and she said this was one of her favorites, so that's why I picked it up. This whole book is written from a man's POV, which was actually very different for me because I'm so used to reading like a female or if not a dual POV, but this whole book is told from the MMC's point of view. His name is Soldier, and he has just been given a really bad hand at life. Like when he was younger, his mom struggled with a lot of issues, mental health issues, addiction issues. So he was essentially brought up by his mom's parents, his grandparents, and that was the only like light of his life, right? Like when he was younger, just like living with them and being with them was like the best part of his life, I would say, after reading this book, that is. And he's like, his mom lived with them, but he was constantly trying to, like, just a little boy who just wanted to be around her, but she was just busy with her own like stuff and everything that she was going through. And then after some time, like, tragedy after tragedy keeps happening to him, and he gets like stuck in some really bad situations. And now, like, we fast forward a bit and he is like in present day, he has gone through a lot. I don't want to say what it is because I really feel like this book is best enjoyed blind. And now basically he is getting a second chance at life. That is what the present thing is about. And I honestly really loved this book. I gave this 4.5 stars. I absolutely enjoyed this book. I read this on my Kindle, and I would highly recommend this for people who really like to feel like emotional pain while reading books, if that's something you like, if you want to cry. Though I don't know if I actually cried during this book, but it did have a lot of sad moments and stuff. But it's just, I don't know, the way it was written, the way his life was portrayed to you, it just made you feel so many things. Like the first, I want to say 30% of this book is just pain. All the pain he goes through, and you just realize like it was just not fair. Life was just not fair for him. And then when he finally gets his happily ever after, it's so beautiful. I don't know what else to say. I absolutely love this book. I think I want to read more books by this author because this just made me feel things. It made me want to read more. You know, some books that you read that is basically the opposite of putting you in a reading slump. It literally gives you the opposite feeling where you just want to read so much more after you read some books. And this was that for me. I really enjoyed this. I would highly recommend, but it is sort of dark. It does have like some heavy topics in it. So if you are planning to pick this up, please do check your trigger warnings before you read it. Next, Into the Fading Twilight by Cowles. This is book 2 in the Starlight Grove series. If you've seen my previous wrap-ups, you already know I absolutely loved Across the Vanishing Skies. This was a highly anticipated read for me. I was so excited when this came out. So the Starlight Grove series basically interconnected standalones. They're all romantic suspense, and they're following one family. Like each book is a sibling from that family. So the first book followed Dex, and the second book follows Cole, who is Dex's brother. Cole is a Forest Service investigator, and he is also a single dad. And the FMC in this book, Nova, actually was in captivity for like a year. So she was just like saved, and she was saved by Cole. So that's the dynamic of the story. Like she's recovering from everything that she went through, like mentally and physically. And Cole, just from the first moment that he saved her in the forest, he just wants to see her like thrive. He wants to see her really alive. So he's just been this support for her and things like that, and he like helps her so much. So that's basically how the story goes. There is also a like suspense element to it. Again, I don't want to tell you too much because I feel like the lesser you know, the better in this book. And in proper Cowles style, the plot twist at the end will definitely shock you. It definitely did shock me. This series is shaping up to be so good for me. The first one I absolutely loved. I think I get that 4.5 if I'm not wrong. This one I liked a teeny bit less, so I gave it 4 stars. But I still do highly recommend. I think this whole series is so good. I'm actually secretly waiting for another Brothers book. Like I don't know when that's going to be out. I think that might be the last one, but I am so excited for his book. I think the next one is coming out pretty soon too. This would be a really great time to pick up the series. Across the Vanishing Sky absolutely blew my mind. I will tell you that. I know some people like this one better than the first one, but I like the first one better. But this one is also so good. Cole Archer, the man that he is, I absolutely love the book. He also has the most adorable little daughter. everything about this book. It was just such a good read. It was such a good time. The plot was really good. The romance was really good. The spice was good. And the plot twist, like I said, was really good too. So yeah, highly recommend. I did read this on my Kindle and yeah, I had a great time. Next I read You Deserve to Know by Aggie, Blum, Thompson. This is a mystery thriller. So I'm again going to keep this short because I feel like thrillers, the lesser you know, the better. This one follows three friends, Gwen, Amy, and Lisa. They're all married, they have kids, they live in this little cul-de-sac with their families, and they're like best friends, and they all like meet up on weekends, and they do a lot of activities together, like all six of them, or sometimes only the girls, and things like that. Their kids are all friends. This book gave me vibes of Desperate Housewives. If you've seen the show, it really felt like that. So what happens is one fine day, Gwen's husband is found murdered, which obviously leads to a police investigation and things like that. And when that starts, a lot of secrets come out and you come to know like each family is dynamic. You also come to know like all the problems they actually have with each other, but they don't talk about it. Like there's so much drama and there's so many secrets and there's so many things happening. I thought this was really interesting. It kept me gripped right from the start. Like I really wanted to know where this was going and what was happening, and I don't know, I was just so invested in the story. I did listen to this as an audiobook and I absolutely loved that. I would recommend the audiobook. I had a great time with it. I liked everything about it, honestly. Did I tell you how much I rated it? I rated it 4 stars. The plot twist in the end was really good. Like I'm not talking about just the plot twist, you know, like how Frida McFadden does like an epilogue plot twist like that. This has something of an epilogue plot twist and I really loved that one. I just thought it was a really good mystery thriller. Like no complaints. The pacing was really good too. I thought like I didn't get bored ever. Yeah, I would recommend. It was fun. Next I read Sudden Summer by Tilly H. Colson. This is book 2 in her interconnected standalone series, The Silver Ridge Ranch. The first one, Blue Norther, I absolutely loved so much. So I ended up requesting the arc for this and I got the arc from House of Arts. So thank you so much for giving me the arc. But oh my god, I am really liking this series also so much. It's kind of the same as the previous one I was talking about. They're all romantic suspense. They follow one family and like each book is like a sibling in the family. So the first one was a little bit of a marriage in trouble. I mean, technically they were divorced, so I wouldn't say marriage in trouble, but like second chance, surprise pregnancy, those were the tropes in the first one. This one is Friends to Lovers. It follows Birdie and Bo. Birdie is a midwife nurse and Bo runs the ranch that his family owns, so you have a little bit of cowboy in it too. So the plot of this is basically Birdie and Bo are like soulmates, right? Everybody knows that they should be together, but they haven't really professed their love for each other because they don't want to ruin the friendship, but they literally spend every like free time they have with each other and things like that. So one day when Birdie's at Bo's place, Bo gets a knock on the door and when he opens it, he finds this lady holding a baby, and that lady says that this baby is actually his and the mom has passed away. So this is from a one night stand he had like a year ago or so. So the baby is I think about 6 weeks or something, I'm not really sure, like really small, and he had no clue that this girl was pregnant and gave birth or any of these things. But when she passed away, obviously on the birth certificate they found Bo and they brought the baby to him. So the moment he sees this baby, he's just like, I want to be everything for this kid, like I want to be the perfect father. So he had no doubts in his mind. He decides to keep the baby, obviously, and he realizes he's a little bit in over his head and he can't do this alone. So he asks Birdie to help him. So Birdie ends up moving in with him, at least temporarily, to help him take care of the baby and stuff. And that's how the story starts. There is also a suspense plot to it because there's some weird stuff happening with Birdie on the side. But I have to say the romance is much stronger than the suspense in these books, at least so far in the series. I feel like the suspense is quite light and it's not something that would have your jaw on the floor plot twist kind of thing. There is a small element to it, but I feel like you could probably already guess what it is. It is more heavily focused on the romance and I actually really like that about these books. This one I ended up giving 4 stars. I thought Birdie and Bo were just soulmates and they were just so cute together. I loved seeing the whole part of them actually taking the step into getting into a relationship and how that looks for them. At the same time, the family, Bo's family, the Ford family, I love them all so much. The found family in the series so far is just so good. Every single person in that family is just so amazing, and they have so much love to give to all the new people that come. I really like that. All in all, yes, I would recommend this. I would recommend this series. The first book though still holds a very special place in my heart, but yeah, I'm very excited to see the other brothers get their books too. Then I read I've Got a Crush on You by Lauren Blakely. This is book number 2 in her interconnected standalone series, which is called Darling Springs. I have not read the first one. I actually received this as an ARC from Humbright PR, so thank you so much to them. This one was such a fun read. So this follows Chloe and Sawyer. Chloe is a dog trainer and Sawyer also works with dogs. Like, he owns this chain of dog boarding, grooming, like a facility. And what happens is they meet randomly. I don't remember how exactly, but they end up meeting randomly and they end up having a one-night stand. And then after that, months pass. I think like a couple of months pass, and Chloe ends up renting the space in a new dog boarding facility that is opened in her town for doing her dog training. And when she goes there for the first time, she realizes the owner of the facility is obviously Sawyer. So you have a little bit of workplace romance, so kind of forbidden, but not really, I want to say. At the same time, they both decide like they should not probably get into anything because, you know, they work with each other, but obviously that doesn't last long. It was actually such a fun read because they both work with dogs and I absolutely love dogs, so that aspect of it was so nice. Chloe with her dog Captain was amazing. The thing she has taught Captain to do, like the training she's done, was just so hilarious and so cute. I really loved reading that. I liked both of them in this book too. They were just really funny and you could just feel the chemistry that they had. Sawyer also has a secret identity of sorts, which again I don't want to say because I feel like you have to like read it. It's really fun. This was just a really good time. I ended up giving this 3.75 stars. I did listen to this on audio. I highly recommend the audiobook. I absolutely enjoyed it. The whole book, like, it was just such a good time. I laughed a lot. It was so spicy too. The spice in this was really good too. I just had a great time while reading this. Like, I'm such a vibes reader. Like, if I had a really good time while reading this, I absolutely enjoyed the book. And this was that for me. Like, it had everything I wanted. Good spice, good romance, and dogs. Like, no complaints at all. Then, finally, I started my Throne of Glass journey, and I started with the first book, that was Throne of Glass. Before anybody comes from me, I am reading Assassin's Blade 3rd. That's just how my best friend did it, and I am not here to question her, so whatever she says, I would do. So yeah, I started with Throne of Glass, and oh my god, first of all, I have to say I am so excited I started this journey. I have been waiting to start this for so long, but now obviously with the new McIntire book coming out soon, I really want to finish all the books that I haven't read, which is Throne of Glass and Crescent City. I am vlogging the whole reading experience of Throne of Glass, so I'll not talk too much about it. I obviously did read this on physical. I mean, I feel like everybody already knows what this is about. This follows an assassin, Selena, and the first book is where she has to go through a bunch of trials to become the king's champion. It's just her story, I think, throughout the whole thing. Again, I don't know too much about the series. I've stayed away from all spoilers, so I just know what I have read so far. And this one, she is just going through the trials basically to become the king's champion. At the same time, she also meets like the few people in the castle. You learn more about her past, you learn about how she reached where she is now. You also like learn about some other stuff that is going on behind the scenes that nobody like knows, and what the king is actually up to and things like that. I'm actually really liking it so far. This one was a little hard for me. I ended up giving this 4 stars, but it took about 50% for me to actually start enjoying this book. It started off really slow and I was kind of bored, especially with the whole trial aspect of it. I expected a lot more, but the trials were like so simple, like it was nothing for her too, so that was not very interesting. But after the 50% marks, things start happening, the plot expands a little bit, and since then I was hooked. So I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good start to the series, and I really liked meeting all the characters and stuff. And I know it's just some of it because I think the whole universe has like a total of 10 characters. I think I meet like only 3 in this one, I want to say 3 or 4, so not too many, but it was a good introduction book and I liked it. It was nice. Then I'm just going to talk about the next one, though I did not read this in like order. I did read books in between, but I did finish Crown of Midnight also, which is book 2 in the Throne of Glass series. This is where it's really started picking up for me. So again, with this one, the first 100 pages, I was like, I don't know, it's not really like going anywhere, so I was getting a little bored, but it picked up way faster than the other book. Like after the first 100 pages, I was absolutely hooked. I don't want to tell you anything in case you guys don't know, which I don't think is true because I feel like I'm the only person who hasn't read the series so far. But anyway, I don't want to say anything because obviously it would be a spoiler for the first book. But this one I liked a little bit more. I ended up giving this 4.5 stars. I absolutely loved where the plot went in this. All the magic things that started happening. The plot was just so interesting in this one. Like I could not stop. The plot twists in this, the ending, like I did see the ending coming, but still just to see it happen was absolutely brilliant. This book is divided into 2 parts and the ending of part 1 was insane. Like I don't know, I did not see that coming. I think this book is where I'm actually starting to get invested in the series. Like now I really want to continue and know what's going to happen next with Selena. So yeah, I'm really excited to continue this series. This one was better than the first one and I'm so excited because I've heard the series only gets better and better as you go like forward. The next one I will be reading is Assassin's Blade. I haven't started it yet, so you'll see it in my next month's reading wrap up. Okay, next I read one of the best thrillers I have read in a while, and that is Dissection of a Murder by Joe Murray. Oh my god, guys, this book, like I cannot recommend this book enough. I will tell you in short what this is about. This is a legal thriller. So Layla in this is a barrister. This whole book is set in the UK, so all the law, the court proceedings, everything follows the UK norms. She has been given her first ever murder case and she has to defend the accused, right? Now the whole thing about the situation is that the murder that has happened is of a high court judge, a very well respected judge. So already none of the lawyers wanted to actually take this case, right? Like to defend the accused because he's not seen well in their community, obviously. So she has to take this case because it's her first ever case and she wants to prove that she can do it. At the same time, her biggest issue is that the prosecutor, the one who's going to be fighting against her, is her husband. He's a very well known, more experienced lawyer, so she is absolutely terrified of like going against him. And at the same time, her biggest problem is that the victim who she has to defend is not giving her his story. He's just silent and he's like, you figure it out on your own. Oh my god, the things that happen in this book, I was absolutely like amazed. I loved it so much. The courtroom scenes when they go to trial has to be my favorite part. I love anything to do with like courtroom dramas, so I absolutely ate that up. The plot twist in this was also so good. I loved everything about this book. I could not put it down. Like I just wanted to inhale the book and find out what happened in the end. It was so gripping. I highly recommend this book now. Since I've read it, I've told everybody who likes a thriller, who likes courtroom stuff, who likes to watch like courtroom things on Netflix. Like if you like Lincoln Lawyer on like Netflix, I feel like you would really like this. I absolutely enjoyed this. I end up giving this a 4.75 stars. The only reason it was not a 5-star for me was the very end, like the absolute ending of the book was not something that I wanted. Like I'm talking about the last maybe 10 lines, right? But till then, it was an absolute masterpiece for me. I enjoyed it so much. I am convincing everyone to read it. I'm currently convincing my husband to read it because I think it was just done really well. And I also heard there's this show called Presumed Innocent. I forgot on what streaming platform it is. I think the first season had Jake Gyllenhaal, if I'm not wrong. I really like that show. And I heard the second season is coming out soon and it is going to be inspired by this book. So that's interesting. I would so totally watch that. Next, my 1 5-star read of this month, I read Catching Mine by Mollie Goins. I got this as an ARC from House of Hearts, so thank you so much to them. Oh my god, guys, oh my god, this was 5 stars. This was 6 stars if I could give it. I absolutely love this book so much. This is an interconnected standalone series. It's a baseball romance series. This is book number 4 if I'm not wrong, and I haven't read the first 3 books. I think the series is called Boston Blues. This one follows Adam and Mia. Mia is a millionaire restaurant owner, I want to say. Is it a restaurant or it's a pub restaurant, something like that, and she's the owner of that establishment. And Adam is also a millionaire. He plays for the Boston Blues. He's the catcher in the team. So Adam and Mia have kind of known each other always, because Adam and his team, his friends, basically the whole team, they end up going to the restaurant that she owns quite often, so they have met each other in passing. But now at the beginning of this book, they have to work together because Adam is going to throw a party for his sister at the restaurant. So they end up working together for the party, and they start talking and stuff, and they realize they have a lot of sparks flying between them, a lot of chemistry. So they decide to start dating. And once they start dating, a few months in, she does get pregnant accidentally, which also then leads to a marriage of convenience. So you have all those tropes in there, but I think this book was just done so well. Adam was the greenest green flag you will ever meet. That man, like everything he said, I have highlighted. I absolutely cannot recommend this book enough. Even if you don't like the pregnancy trope, I still think you should give this a go, because even though she finds out that she's pregnant, I think 50% in through this book, it does not really focus on the pregnancy a lot. It kind of like, we jump forward. Once she finds out, we jump the timeline quite a bit, so it's not really heavily focused on the pregnancy. It's just their relationship and how they get together. Their banter is so good. I loved everything about it. And she is such a boss lady. She's so on top of things, and they're both so type A, right? Like they both need lists for everything. They plan everything out. That's just how they are. This book was just so good. Like the spice was so good, the romance was so good. I cannot. I definitely need the physical copy of this book, because I cannot. It gave me Windy City feelings. That's how good this book was for me. So I definitely do need to read the first 3 books, and I think there's one more book coming out in the series, and that would be the last one. I'm gonna inhale all of these books because her writing is just so good, and just the feelings in these books, the found family, the romance. No, I could sit here and yap about it for hours. Adam Wright, if you know, you know. I will not call him by any other name, but Adam Wright is now definitely in my top book boyfriends of this year for me, because I cannot stop thinking about that man and the things he says and the things he does. No, guys, you need to read this book. If you like sports romance, I highly recommend if you like to read this book. And if you are not a hater of accidental pregnancy, I feel like you'll absolutely adore this book. But if you are a hater, I still think you would like this book. I read Twisted by Emily McIntire. I'm slowly making my way through the Never After series. This is book number 4. This one is a reimagining of Aladdin. This follows Yasmin and Julian. This one is sort of like a marriage of convenience, I want to say. So Yasmin is the daughter of this really rich man. He has this whole empire of like diamonds and jewels and stuff, and he has now fallen ill. Like he is terminal, and his last wish is to see Yasmin married, and so that he can pass on this, like his company, his legacy to her husband. And Julian is like Yasmin's father's right-hand man. His whole aim in life is to become powerful, is to become rich. Yasmin's father has sort of been like a mentor for him his whole life. So now that Julian knows that his mentor is going to pass, he will do anything to get this empire that he has. Like he wants it. And he realizes the best way to do it is to marry Yasmin. He does not like her. He thinks that she's a spoiled brat, but he sees no other way. And then he's like, once he inherits everything, like once it's written in his name, then he can probably get rid of her. That's his way of thinking. Yasmin, on the other hand, has actually fallen in love. Like she has somebody who she wants to marry, but he is like the servant's son, so she knows her father would never agree to it. So through a lot of coercion and things like that, Julian convinces her to marry him. I thought this was the best one out of the whole lot so far. I think I've rated every book in the series 4.5 stars, but I think I would give this 4.75. I absolutely love this book. This book was hot. I don't even know how else to explain it. Julian, I am absolutely obsessed with that man. He has so many my wife moments in this book. Just for that, you should read it just for that. This was really good. This was really spicy. I don't know, this whole series I feel like is just so good. The plot is so good. They're all dark romance, so you need to read the trigger warnings. I did this one also as an audiobook, and I absolutely love the audiobooks of this series. I think I have 2 more left, and I cannot wait to read it. I highly recommend the series. If you like dark romance, I really think you should give this a go. Though they are reimaginings of the fairy tales. They're not really connected to the fairy tale, so it's not the same at all. It's just maybe you might find like one or two things that you might be like, hey, or maybe like a name of someone or something like that. It's not a retelling, they're all reimaginings. But yeah, I'm like absolutely loving the series. So the last book I read, guys, it was actually a reread. I listened to the graphic audio of Onyx Storm. If you guys know me at all, you know how much I'm obsessed with that series. I have read Onyx Storm. I still think about it to this day, even though I finished it last year when it came out. I absolutely love that series. I don't even have to say it at this point. That's how much I am obsessed with everything in that series. So when I saw that the graphic audio was available on my library app, I thought, okay, let's give it a go. And it was so good. Just listening to Xaden in graphic audio was amazing. I have to say that. So if you haven't like listened to the graphic audio of it, please do listen to it. I absolutely love Onyx Storm. So there's nothing for me to say about it. Like 6 stars. The graphic audio is so good. I have no complaints. Unless something really drastic happens in the series, I'm pretty sure the series is going to remain god tier for me. I think I might even listen to the graphic audio again. I don't know. I had so much fun while doing it. Like just listening to it's full cast too, right? So you can hear everyone has like a different voice. The dragons, I love listening to Terran talk and like just his voice, and you know when they're flying and stuff, you can hear wings beating and the wind, and I don't know, it was a lot of fun. It was like watching a movie in my head. I absolutely enjoyed it. This was the first ever graphic audio I've ever listened to, so it was a new experience for me. This is what I do when I go to the gym, guys. I listen to smutty books. That's my form of pump music. I really like it. I absolutely loved Onyx Storm. I gave it 6 stars when I read it, so the audiobook is no less. I love the story so much. So that's it. Those were all the 12 books that I read in the month of July. I think I had a really good reading month. Like I feel like all the books were really good. I think there was just one book that I didn't like, and everything else was just really, really good. So no complaints there. I'm hoping for a really good August too. My priority in August is definitely going to be Throne of Glass. I do want to finish it, which is why I'm not making any TBR videos for the last 2 months, because that is my priority and I want to finish Throne of Glass, and once I finish that, I will make another TBR video. Do let me know how your month was, guys. Like let me know what you read, if you had any good books, if you didn't like any books, just let me know whatever. I would love to know more about what everybody else is reading and what they recommend and stuff. I do have a book Instagram account and a book TikTok account where I post almost daily, and like I talk about books all the time. So if you guys do want to like check it out, I'll leave the link in the description below, and maybe you could be friends on there too. I would love to talk about more books. I'm just looking to make friends, honestly, with people who would love to talk about books as much as I do, and like people who like to maybe read the same kind of stuff that I do. I don't know, I feel like I don't have too many friends who read like the way I do. Like the kind of books I do. There's only so much I can convince my husband to read. There's some books he just will not pick up no matter what I do. And if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe so that you can be notified each time I post a new video on here. And I guess that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you in my next one. Bye!